So this video is called Rocksmith Plus Developer Voices Music Strategy Update. From what I understand, they are going to discuss the strategy for licensing music going forward. They also kind of, what I've heard, they explain a little bit what goes into licensing games or music for video games.
Hi, I'm Anthony Martinez, Music Content Director for Rocksmith Plus. Ever since I joined the Rocksmith team 11 years ago, I've been involved with songs. I started out as a note tracker, transcribing DLC in 2012. Had my band song Self Trap featured in Rocksmith 2014.
Wait, Self Trap? We've played this.
We recently signed new deals with Warner Music Group and Warner Chappell Music, which opened the doors for us to add artists like Linkin Park, Coldplay, Twisted Sister, and Sepultura, just to name a few.
Yeah.
With more hits still to come this year, including, for the first time ever in Rocksmith Plus, Green Day, holy Tom Petty and the Heartbreakers, Paramore, Meshuggah, and Joy Division. Rocksmith Plus is ending the year with a bang, but as a subscription service, we want to give you incredible value in the present and increasing value with every passing month. We're thrilled by the new lessons, artists, songs, and features. And we're super excited by the all-new instrument path of piano. This is only the start, and our work isn't done. We hear you loud and clear. We wish we could add all these songs like that, but it's important for us to respect the rights of artists, labels, and publishers, and make sure that we properly license all the music we feature in Rocksmith Plus.
Oh, they're going to do it.
Licensing music from rights holders to use their music has two separate but related components for every song.
I don't know exactly what he's going to say here, but I, as somebody who plays music on Twitch, I feel like I need to bookmark this video for future use because I think this is going to spell out a lot of stuff for, you know, every once in a while when like the music on Twitch thing appears, the DMCA discussion that nobody knows fuck all about, and everybody seems to present their arguments like they know everything that they're saying. Oh, this is just free use, and you're playing Rocksmith, learning music, and you have a right to do it because you're playing the tab, and nobody knows anything when it comes to this stuff, and I'm hoping that this kind of clears up what's going on here.
You need permission to use the sound recording, historically called the master rights, as well as permission to use the musical composition, which encompasses the melody, lyrics, arrangement, and structure of a song, usually referred to as the publishing rights. This means that to use a song, you must license both the master and the publishing rights. Now, if you get permission for only the master recording, you wouldn't be able to use it unless the publishing rights were in the public domain, which means that the copyright in that song has expired, and those rights are no longer owned by anyone. On the other hand, if you only have the publishing rights to a song, in many cases you are free to create a cover yourself, or license the master recording for a cover of that song. Since the debut of Rocksmith in 2011, we've prided ourselves on only featuring the original master recordings of songs. There's something undeniably special about playing along to and learning from songs as they were originally recorded by the artists themselves. We've carried that tradition on to Rocksmith Plus, and now have a library of over 7,500 master recordings. We have always featured different master recordings of the same song in Rocksmith Plus, but we've avoided using typical re-records.
This is good information, and this also really shows that it's not as simple as just paying money to get the song in the game. They could be approaching anybody, Metallica, and it's just like Metallica doesn't want it. No. Or they can get one side of the deal. They can't get the other, right? This is a great video. Sorry,
One of the main benefits of our new subscription model is that we've been able to grow the library faster than ever, which we're incredibly proud of. But we haven't always been able to secure the same catalog and hit songs that we did before, just yet. But with every new licensing agreement, we're introducing exciting new names to the library. Still, we've heard loud and clear that the #1 thing that you want to play in Rocksmith Plus is more of the songs that you want to learn. To that end, we've decided to branch out and add more kinds of content to Rocksmith Plus. Starting in December, we'll introduce high-quality re-records, instrumentally accurate covers, and our own in-house versions of songs that we haven't yet been able to license on the master side for Rocksmith Plus. While we waited for new licensing agreements to be reached, we realized we were faced with a choice of A, players having no way to learn songs we already had the publishing rights to, versus B, giving players extra options to learn and play different versions of iconic songs. We decided to go with B, the choice that offered Rocksmith Plus subscribers more content that takes full advantage of our publishing agreements. Don't worry, the introduction of these re-records will not be replacing new master recordings of songs that we do have permission to include. And our release plans for the future will still include master recordings, including those artists I mentioned earlier, like Green Day. It also will not replace our efforts to continue to secure deals for the original master recordings of these songs.
Okay, so that's an important... I'm glad that they made that distinction right there, because I feel like, if they say like, hey, we're doing covers of a certain amount of songs, that would be a very easy pressure point to be like, okay, well, they're only going to do recordings now. They're only going to do covers. They're going to stop trying to get those originals. So it's good that they make that distinction there. And it's also good to know that they're going to take like a two-pronged approach. Like, yeah, they're still going to try to get the original master stuff, which I assume would be their priority. But it is nice to get these covers in here, because realistically, if you want to learn Enter Sandman, it doesn't matter if you're playing to the original Metallica version or if you're playing to a cover that is identical musically to the original. You're still learning the song. And then it would actually be an extra challenge if you want to play with the original, you've learned it, and then you go play along to the master recording, and then maybe eventually Rocksmith will get the master. And it's actually cool for them, because if they have it charted out, they've recorded it identical to the original. When they get that master thing, it should just be, not to super simplify it, but you just replace the audio file.
We're hopeful that we'll also be able to add the original versions in the future. This move represents another way to learn in Rocksmith Plus, with the goal of offering more of the exceptional music that players have asked for the most. In selecting or recording these covers, we're applying the same diligence for accuracy in instrumentation that we do for our authentic arrangements now. The covers we include are selected to accurately teach players the skills and techniques to play the famous riffs and solos they love. We think that these quality covers will prepare players to play alongside the originals without missing a beat. Starting things off, the first set of covers and re-records we'll be releasing in December will include hits like Jump, Panama, and Rocket Man, to name a few. These versions of songs will be clearly identified in-app on our online song library page, as well as in future communications to set them apart from original master recordings. And not to worry, our update plans will still feature both master recordings and these new covers. We aren't replacing or moving away from using original versions, which will include some great additions this holiday season. We'll have another video coming soon where we'll explain our updated song release cadence in more detail. Today's news represents new ground for Rocksmith Plus, and we hope you're as excited about it as we are. Just like you, many of us on the team have been hoping for a chance to play those same songs in Rocksmith Plus for years. We're stoked for the opportunity to do that now, while we still aim to get new licensing deals in the future. Rock on.
Rock on. Ooh, okay. Yeah, I mean, Toy Machine, my opinion, summed it up good in the chat there. I say that's a W. I think this video is what they needed to do. I think they should have done this a long time ago, but I also think that maybe this video showing up and then also being like, hey, yeah, this week we're also adding Symphony of Destruction and Enter Sandman and nothing else matters. So maybe it's like that 1-2 kind of punch, like, all right, the licensing, but also we got the covers and we got them now. So yeah, I don't know. Like, how do you guys feel? Does this make you feel more hopeful for what's to come? I think for me it does, and I really think, like, as long as people are cool with, playing along to covers, if you want to learn, you shouldn't be bothered by if it's the original recording or a cover, because you are still learning how to play. Even though it's covers, I do read online, everybody. I have been reading online. I check the Facebook groups, I check the Reddit, and surprisingly, I think the reception to them adding covers of these songs has been like neutral to positive. I think they're ending the year strong, so we'll see. And they're adding a lot of Green Day, Paramore. That's a big one too. Sometimes we have to look at Rocksmith away from our metalhead mindset. I've always said it's a game of adding value. How much value can they add, and are they adding that value? And I think come December here, I think they are. They are adding value for that subscription price.